Yo, what to do, YouTube? It's your boy Coach Talk back with another video, and today it's a good day. It's a good day. We just defeated the Chicago Bears in a victory that was pretty much handed to us. I would say this victory was handed to us because both of these teams did not play great. I'm just gonna be honest. Both of these teams did not play great. The defense showed up for the Colts, thank God. The Colts defense showed up and secured the W. The Bears held us to field goals, and we wound up taking it. If it wasn't for Mo Alley Cox's touchdown at the beginning of the game, this could have been worse than what it was. The score was 19-11. We got a lot of work to do for this offense. I mean, granted, we don't have a lot of players that are on the healthy side of the Colts. For receiver wise, we're pretty much lacking receivers. We've been switching in and out of receivers like every other week. Pretty much we went through like 9 receivers total by until like week 3. We've been through like 9 receiver switches. So it's been pretty rough on our offensive end. I mean, but it was expected, being as though that Michael Pittman went down. I feel like if we had Pittman in this game, he would have been pivotal. He would have been pivotal if Michael Pittman Jr. played this game. I feel like half of those catches that weren't caught, like Pascal, Burton, Hilton, Doyle, he was pivotal. Um, Wally Cox, some of those passes Pittman would have caught because Pittman was on fire before he went there. He was on fire. He was definitely a tall receiver, athletic, and he had hands before he went down with his injury. But like I said before, I keep going into this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to all the recent subscribers. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hit the notification bell so you know I go live. Link is in the description towards my Twitter. I do live game feed reactions on my Twitter feedback when we do play. The link is in the description. So on with the video. On with the game. Darius Leonard went down with a groin injury. That was tough to see. Rock Ya-Sin, he went down with an injury. He walked off on his own strength, which was pretty good, with the help of the trainers. So it was good to see him walk off. But Darius Leonard had a groin injury. He didn't return. So we had to win this game for Darius. We had to. We had to win this game for Darius because before he went out, we were doing a good thing. And when he went down, I was like, oh, snap. They might actually pin us apart now. And, at the end of the game, Nick Foles, he started to do what he was supposed to do at the beginning of the game. He started dissecting that zone defense. He was dissecting. Allen Robinson was going across the middle of the field, going across on slants, comebacks on sideline routes. And then at the end of the game, when Rock Ya-Sin went out, they put in the rookie Isaiah Rodgers on Allen Robinson, and he caught the touchdown. And I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. Here we go. Because Nick Foles, one of the king comebacks. The Chicago Bears has been on a comeback tour this whole season since the beginning. They've been on a comeback tour with Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles swapping in and out. And they looked like they was going to get it, but Trey Burton, the former Bear, recovered the onside kick, and we wound up securing the W. Phillip Rivers was talking trash to Roquan Smith all game, which was pretty entertaining, and I'm not going to lie. Phillip Rivers. This was a bad game for Phillip Rivers, man. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that was a bad game to watch. He overthrew T.Y. Hilton on a beautiful misdirection because he got tangled up with, I think it was Pascal. They got tangled up, and the linebacker in the corner wound up going with the opposite receiver and left T.Y. going wide open across the middle. And I could have swore that was a touchdown. That was a clean touchdown from T.Y. Hilton if he would have caught that. But Phillip Rivers overthrew him, and Phillip was kicking himself because he knew that was a touchdown to get us in a secure spot to win the game. Secure spot, man. It was a tough play. It was a tough game to watch for Phillip. The run game was suspect. It was tough to watch the run game as well. The whole offense was it was a dismal. It was just hard to watch because I was like, I was wishing that this was the game for Jonathan Taylor and Jordan Wilkins, as I said in the preview video before this video dropped. I dropped a preview video, and I said Wilkins and Taylor could definitely turn this game up and win this for us. And they didn't. They didn't, man. We tried giving the ball out to Hines. We had a few spurts of explosiveness from all 3 running backs, but it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. They were just tangling it all up. That defense for the Bears was just they would know what they were supposed to do. So shout out to them. They were shout out to the Bears defense, man. Mac almost had an interception. He dropped it. Thank you. Uh, but it was just rough to watch the offense today, man. It was really rough. But shout out to Mo Alley, man. Mo Alley got that touchdown. I was like, oh yeah, it's showtime, baby. I've been telling people about Mo Alley Cox, man. He's definitely going to be Philip Rivers' favorite target. He's going to be his favorite target. It's just destined to happen. Mo Alley Cox is turning into a star for the Colts, man. He's turning into a star. And another person turning into a star is Julian Blackmon. Julian Blackmon is turning into a star. Everywhere on the field, you've seen him. You've seen him everywhere on the field. He was swatting balls, man, getting tackles, caught the pick at the end. He was just everywhere. So shout out to Julian Blackmon. He's a good addition, and it just makes it more secure to the spot on the status of Malik Hooker. I don't feel like we're going to get him back. I don't feel like we're getting the Hooker back at the end of the year. And I'm totally fine with that because Julian is doing a great job. We can definitely draft another safety. We can definitely draft him or sign a veteran out of free agency. We can sign a veteran out of free agency and we'll be fine with Julian Blackmon. We'll be fine with him. Khari Willis. Khari Willis was one of the reasons Allen Robinson scored that touchdown at the end of the game because of that pass interference at the end was so crucial. So crucial. So crucial. All he had to do was play the receiver. But he tried to play the ball. So he tried to play it, and he wound up grabbing the receiver on a pass that wasn't even caught. It wasn't even caught. So he sold us on that play, and then Nick Foles really started dissecting. So that Khari Willis, that flag was very pivotal. I mean, we still wind up winning the game. It's totally fine with me. So I mean, just the flags, man. It was a flag game. It was long overdue. This game was longer than expected. I was yawning. I started to get tired. I was like, you know what? If we lose, we lose. Because we was definitely kicking ourselves in the foot. I mean, the Bears was too. They was helping us out. That's why I said this game was pretty bad on both sides of the field for the Bears and the Colts. But we wound up winning, so it was perfectly fine. DeForest Buckner, for all you people, all you Colts fans, and all you 49ers fans, and all you Bears fans, all you that slandered DeForest Buckner, did he prove himself to you yet? I lie to you not. Every other play, you seen DeForest Buckner running through the middle of the field, untouched. Untouched. DeForest Buckner was forcing incompletions. Almost forced fumbles. He was forcing it. That was him. Nick Foles, when he was overthrowing people, because of the pressure of DeForest Buckner and Justin Houston. Autry, that whole D-line was playing phenomenal. They played phenomenal. That D-line, when I slandered them at the beginning of the season because I claimed they was too slow. Now, they still are. Don't get me wrong. They still are because they could have got to Foles a few times, but they didn't. They was just 1 second off. But they played a phenomenal job. That D-line is waking up. I'm telling you, the D-line is waking up. They did a good job today. Shout out to DeForest Buckner, man. Shout out to DeForest Buckner, Justin Houston, the vet, still getting the job done. Shout out to them. Muhammad was out there. He got a few flags. Mark Lanowski. Mark, I understand, man. I understand. I get it. You know, he's this holding thing with Mark is getting pretty outrageous. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He's getting like a holding call like every week. Every week. Even Quentin Nelson got one today. So I'm not really mad at Mark, but I'm just saying Mark is the most consistent one when it comes to holding. You gotta stop holding, Mark. You gotta stop holding. And the run protection for the offensive line is looking a little suspect. I'm not gonna lie. The run protection for the offensive line was looking suspect on a few spurts because it wasn't consistent enough for Jonathan Taylor to get explosive. But I feel like it was more better if we would have did outside runs. We should have did outside runs, man. We had to go on the outside. We kept trying to force it in when they're clearly pinching the offensive line. Now, I understand we got one of the best offensive lines in the game. You know, the commentators just brag and say we are the best, but whatever. I don't care. But we do have a good offensive line. We just have to go over the film more, man. We got to go over the film and force more of the outside tosses because we all seen it. We all seen the outside stretchers was there for us. It was there. The outside tosses was there. Every time we went outside, we got at least 5 yards. At least 5 yards. And I would tweet. I was like, uh-oh, there's a Taylor Soughton. Uh-oh, look at Wilkins. Uh-oh, look at Hines because they can't guard it outside. They couldn't guard the outside run. Simple. Now, when you watch the Bears in these next weeks, when they play a run team, you're gonna see the run team actually run to the outside because they can't guard it. They were pin. You seen the defense for the Bears? They was running inside the middle. They even pulled up the safeties to go for a blitz. They were pulling them inside the middle. We had an outside every time. Outside every time. We got to do. We just. I'm pretty sure when we go over the film, it's going to be addressed. Coach is going to bring it up, and we'll be fine. It just has to be more of an offensive run game. We have to address the run, man. We have to run the football more. We seen the struggles from Phillip Rivers in this game. We seen him struggling with the throw. We still forcing throws wasn't a good sight. We have to run the football. We just have to. We got 3 running backs primed for a first down, and we're throwing the football, forcing passes. You seen Phillip literally lob the football a few times to double coverage, and he overthrowing receivers. That pick that could have been a clean interception in end zone, I would have gave it to him. I would, because there was no reason for Phillip to throw in double coverage to Mo Alley Cox. I understand he's your go-to guy. He's a tall receiver. I understand that. But you forcing it when you don't have to, it's just bound for an interception. You're just bound for one. We were forcing it too many times this game. I didn't like that. We were just forcing the pass when it didn't have to be. Now we won the game. Credit to the defense. That's how I want the games to be made, by our defense winning the games. But the offense got to find it. They got to find a path. Now, you know the slogan in the Colts Nation is run the football. Why they don't do it, I don't know. Is it still early? Yes. So I totally understand. It's still early in the season. I'm pretty sure we are leading the division now, so we should be fine. We should be fine. This was a victory I will take, but it was still a ugly victory. It was an ugly victory. I don't care how you take it. It was an ugly victory. But we're going to move on. And we're going to see how this goes. I will leave the next video. I'm pretty sure will be an injury update on you guys. So that's why you got to hit that notification bell. For all the Bears fans in here, out of respect, GG's. It was a good game. You guys could have won. But unfortunately, you got the starter Nick Foles and not the bench Nick Foles. Because we all know the bench Nick Foles is the best version. But it's GG's out of respect. I appreciate all you guys, all the Colts fans, all the fans in general that are tuning into this channel. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you guys. Hit the notification bell. And I'm going to leave it to you guys for your review on the game in the comment section. But I appreciate you. Until next time, Colts Talk signing out. Peace.